Welcome back, boys and girls. Now we're going to go over the reflection, and they want us to reflect the pre-image over the y-axis. So I'm going to take my highlighter, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to highlight the line that I'm going to reflect over. So in this case, it is the y-axis. I'm going to reflect each point individually over that teal line. If you'll notice, point A is actually directly on the line. So it's 0 distance away from the line to begin with, and therefore it's not actually even going to move. It stays right where it is. So A prime is the exact same coordinate as the pre-image A, which was 0, 3. B prime is going to go the same number of spaces away from the teal line as it started. So if you'll notice, it starts at 1, 2, 3. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3 away from the reflection line that we're jumping over. And this is going to be our B prime. So that new point is at -3. 3. C is exactly 3 boxes away from the y-axis. So C prime is actually going to still be 3 boxes away from our y-axis. So C prime will be at -3, 5. D is also 3 away from the y-axis, so D prime is going to be 3 away in the opposite direction, making its coordinates -3, 8. E was 5 away from the y-axis because it was an x value of 5. Therefore, we're going to go 5 boxes in the opposite direction of the y-axis. So if I were to fold this piece of paper in half directly on this teal line, my E points would touch, and this is E prime. And that coordinate is at -5, 5. F started out 6 spaces away from the y-axis. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 away from the y-axis. And that will be F prime. And that is at -6, 3. And last, G is 3 away from the y-axis, which puts it 3 away in the opposite direction. So G prime is at -3, 1. If you compare this table to our original table where we wrote down all the coordinates of the pre-image, you should notice something. You should notice that your y values stayed the same. And then you'll notice that your x values just changed their sign. So we're going to say that they are the opposite. Because if they were negative, they would have come to this side. So we don't want to say that they go negative because that's not always going to be the case. So we're going to use the term opposite. And if I were going to write that as a symbol, I would put the opposite of x. And then y stayed the same. So if I change that to an algebraic representation or a motion rule, I would say x comma y, because that's your starting value. It's at the beginning of every algebraic representation. And then I would say the opposite of x and y stayed the same. Have fun!